All right. I'm Gabe Garcia. I'm gonna be your practitioner going forward here. Could you just tell me your name real quick?
I'm Jackson Maruschek.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Jackson. I guess my first question is like, what brings you in?
Yeah, so I dealt with an injury in the past. I'm looking to get back into the gym, but this injury's kept me out for about a year from the gym now, so I'm looking to get back into it.
Gotcha. That sounds like a pretty serious injury. So looking at getting back into the gym, are you like hesitant to go back to the gym, or what are some of your thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly a little bit hesitant. I dealt with gym anxiety in the past, and some of those old feelings are starting to come back up as I think about getting back into it.
Okay, gotcha. Um, so I'm assuming because it was a pretty serious injury, do you think that the atrophy that you had experienced from your injury sort of like decreases like your confidence in starting back up again?
I would say so a little bit. I'd gotten comfortable with going to the gym before, getting over that gym anxiety. But like I said, some of those feelings are coming back up. I'd gotten to the point where I wasn't thinking about like the other people around me, but being out of that environment, it feels like I hit a reset button a little bit on those emotions.
Gotcha. Okay. So in your experience, you had gained confidence in the past when you had gone to the gym at like a consistent pace, correct?
Correct.
So I guess in that case, my question is, do you feel that your confidence originated from um, the growth in physique that you experienced in that time frame, or was it something else?
Um, I mean, I would say it came more from consistency. Like the confidence kind of built up the more I went and the more comfortable I became being in that environment and around people. I don't think I made enough progress before for it to be considered a big factor in my gym anxiety.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Um, what what was it about working out around people that worried you before?
Yeah, like growing up, I was always really skinny, so that's why I wanted to get into the gym. But when I was in the gym, that was like super self-conscious of being the skinniest guy in the gym, and I just got in my head about it a little too much being around other people.
Okay. Yeah. I don't blame you. The gym can be an intimidating factor when you have people that look like muscle heads there.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
don't even worry about it. But from your point of view, you felt like judgment from others based on your physique is what I'm hearing.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was even strong enough to be there, and I didn't want to feel like a failure in front of other people who are stronger than me.
Gotcha. Would you say then that you view failure as like a weakness rather than like pushing yourself to the limit?
That's a good question. I'd say definitely. Like I find myself comparing my, I guess, progress to the people around me far too often. And like if I see somebody complete their set and I can't get through mine, I view that as a failure.
Okay. Um, I guess what I kind of see a little bit is a lot of comparison. So would I say like do you think like comparison leads to more like negative like self-talk and negative thoughts about yourself, or would it be more positive oriented thoughts?
Yeah, definitely the more negative side of things when it comes to comparison, especially in the gym. Never never really a positive outcome from that.
Okay. Um, if you
How
if you would you say that you have like a physique that you're going for? Is there like a goal with going to the gym for training?
Yeah, I mean definitely muscle tone and overall strength are my main goals in general. I'd like to feel confident in my body, but seeing other people being bigger, it doesn't feel all that attainable.
Okay. Um, let's see. So I guess my question for you is if reaching that physique is too big of an expectation, um, what what in specific are you going for in regards to just your muscle tone and like increased strength?
I want to get to a point where I feel confident in how I look and confident feel big enough so I can go to the gym with confidence.
Okay. And since you've had gone to the gym in the past, wouldn't you say that like the knowledge and experience that you've had in the past would help you kind of obtain that goal today?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I get stuck in my head about how everyone has their own pace, and I forget like that
Mhm.
I do have that knowledge. But again, like I also have a hard time sticking to my plans and keeping in mind that it's a long-term goal, and I kind of lose that focus on that long goal of attaining that strength and that muscle tone.
Yeah. The well, like being a gym goer, you definitely don't see progress right away. So it's definitely one that's kind of like hard to keep yourself on track. So I
Mhm.
totally understand what you're saying. Um, what steps would you say that you take though to like focus on like the journey and that process of going to the gym, like recognizing that it takes time to see those results, rather than just like that final destination, rather than
Yeah.
focusing on that?
Yeah, I mean, in the past, what I did to try and help, and it eventually somewhat did help, was I would track each workout through an app. So then when I would do that same workout again, I could see progress in weight buildup or if I did more reps. And that kind of helped put in perspective that there is some progress being made. Also, like monthly kind of pictures to see, like in my own head, how progress is being made visually. So I can see that muscle tone. It helped a little bit. So keeping in mind that it's a slow chip away at the block.
Gotcha. So kind of just to summarize things, kind of based on what you've told me so far, just so that way I'm kind of having like a clear understanding with you. What I'm hearing is that that extended break from the gym, it's causing you to kind of feel like you kind of don't belong there. And you realize that sort of being smaller than most kind of makes you feel out of place.
Exactly. I'd say that's a good recap of what I was thinking. Yeah,
Uh,
that's how I'm feeling.
And then I feel like another thing too is that like what I'm interpreting is that there's a lot of this kind of originates from like this like feeling originates from like comparing like comparison to other people. I feel like a helpful way to avoid this kind of like negative thought of like yourself that kind of like builds up from this comparison is definitely focusing like what you were talking about, using that app and focusing on just the progress that you make yourself, rather than seeing what someone else is doing. Just so that way it's not like you're limiting your own success and your own progress. Um, and I also think you can kind of negate that feeling of like not belonging in the gym, by sort of almost giving yourself credit that you've been there in the past and you already have like a good understanding of how to train. So that past experience of like learning how to perform proper technique in every exercise that you do, and like that learning experience, I think that's something that you should also like kind of give yourself credit for,
Mhm.
because then at least it looks to others, if you're worried about that, that you know what you're doing. So
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think the negative outlook and the anxiety spurs from that comparison. And I think I can draw confidence from seeing success in any regard of progress in the past, and drawing confidence from what I've done in the past.
um well, I definitely want to hear more about like kind of like going forward from here, like where you kind of go with your exercises, like how many times you're going to be going to the gym and what your experiences are throughout the week. um I would say we should definitely have like a future appointment at some point, kind of just to recap, tell me like if there's anything new going on or if you notice the same things kind of repetitive, and we can kind of just go from there at a future time if you'd like.
Perfect. Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Jackson.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you, Gabe.